All is not well in the marriage of Prince Harry and Meghan Markle.
Harry has met someone who is his age, with whom he is in love, and who is in love with him.
This union just ain't gonna last.
If it does last another 3 or 4 years, it'd be a miracle.
The people in the United Kingdom still don't like you. Like, why would you even go back to the UK?
Meghan Markle reportedly opened Prince Harry's phone, and what she allegedly found could blow their marriage apart. Private texts, another woman, and now Harry is planning a return to Britain as their California life begins to collapse.
I don't want the marriage to go pop, because then we're gonna have this whiny little wanker back in the United Kingdom, back demanding security paid for by us. No, honestly.
According to royal commentator Lady Colin Campbell, the messages were connected to a woman living near Montecito, someone Harry has allegedly grown emotionally close to.
Harry has met some new type of companion in Montecito, a female companion who he loves. She insists, by the way, for legal reasons, that they are not having an affair, but certainly this is something that she says Meghan has found out about and is not happy about.
Meghan was reportedly furious. No affair has been proven, no messages have been released, and the woman has not been identified. But the allegation has landed at the worst possible moment.
Meghan is livid, but I'm going to quote, but not enough to give up on her brand, which includes Harry's connection to the king, nor is Harry about to leave his children, whom he loves dearly.
Harry is looking back toward Britain. America has cooled on the Sussexes, and their California life suddenly looks dangerously unstable. This is Meghan's nightmare, not a public scandal she can manage, but a private connection she cannot control.
She uses a very careful phrase, the veil is lifting, in terms of Harry's feelings about Meghan.
For years, Harry and Meghan sold the image of two people standing together against everyone else. They walked away together, attacked together, signed deals together, appeared together, and turned their marriage into the center of their entire public brand. But now Harry is reportedly looking back toward Britain, while Meghan is allegedly looking through his phone and asking one brutal question. Who has he been speaking to?
Harry has met someone who is his age, with whom he is in love, and who is in love with him. Meghan found out about it, according to my sources of information, after she discovered texts on Harry's phone.
Harry is not just complaining about America anymore. He is looking back toward the life he abandoned.
Prince Harry's team are attempting to, how do you put it, reverse Megxit.
The American dream they promoted has cooled dramatically. The huge excitement that followed their royal exit is gone. Their major deals did not create the unstoppable empire they promised. Their public appearances no longer dominate American culture. Harry arrived in California as one of the most famous men in the world. Now reports say he is discussing a part-time return to the country he once appeared determined to leave behind. This is not a small case of homesickness. It is a total reversal.
He was more than happy to slam the British people, to decry us as racist, to suggest that we were backward, to claim that we hated his wife. He was more than happy to do that when he believed Pete Diner he was never going to need to come back.
Before we continue, one quick thing. One thing I've realized is that most families don't have their important information organized in one place. That's exactly why I recommend the Family Vault, a simple printable and fillable organizer where you can keep everything from important documents and insurance to medical information, passwords. You'll find the link in the description, or you can simply scan the QR code on your screen. Now let's get back to today's story. Around 18 months ago, people connected to the Sussex operation were reportedly insisting Harry had no interest in returning to Britain to live. California was his home. America was his future. The move was permanent. Now that message has completely changed. Harry is said to want more time in Britain, more regular visits, and a stronger connection to the life he abandoned.
18 months ago, I spoke to a communications professional on Team Sussex who said to me, Harry's never coming back to the UK. He has no interest in it to live. Never coming back to the UK, loves his life in California. He's here forever. And that has completely changed, hasn't it? Just turned around quite quietly while we've all been looking at other things that, you know, their eyes are on Europe again and the UK.
And as a result, that's why we're getting a charm offensive focused on Brits rather than Yanks.
He did not simply change his travel plans. He changed the direction of his future. The marriage is now being pulled in opposite directions. The alleged texts cannot be separated from the UK return story. A new female friend alone does not prove that a marriage is collapsing. A plan to spend more time in Britain alone does not prove Harry wants to leave Meghan. But place those two claims side by side, and the picture becomes uncomfortable.
Part of me thinks the best punishment for him, Kelvin, is to actually have to live in perpetuity with one of the worst women to ever exist.
Harry is allegedly finding emotional comfort outside the marriage, while also planning a life that could place an ocean between him and Meghan for longer periods.
The American dream is very, very much alive, but Harry and Meghan couldn't live it because they're not good at what they are attempting to do.
The explosive allegation was delivered carefully. The report claims Harry met a woman close to his own age, that strong feelings developed, and that Meghan discovered the connection through messages on his phone. It does not accuse Harry of a confirmed affair. That distinction matters. A close friendship is not proof of cheating. Private messages are not proof of a physical relationship, and one source's claim is not a confirmed fact. But the allegation still creates a brutal question for Meghan.
It's due to them. They didn't produce good work, and you know what? You got a failing grade, and they're sort of failing at life too.
Why would Harry need another woman to become his emotional refuge if his marriage was still working the way they wanted the public to believe? What did those messages allegedly say? How often were Harry and this woman speaking? Was Meghan shocked by the tone, the frequency, or the emotional closeness? Did she find ordinary messages between two friends, or did she see a side of Harry that he was no longer showing her?
Really, the marriage is not in a strong place anymore. I don't think he's ever wanted to be estranged from his family. I think when he was madly in love with Meghan, he could be blind enough to choose her. Now things are different, and the veil is lifting.
Nobody outside that circle knows. But according to the claim, Meghan did not brush it off. She was furious. And that reaction suggests the alleged friendship may have felt serious enough to threaten the balance inside their home.
Meghan Markle is livid, but she won't give up because of the brand, and neither will Harry.
The woman has not been publicly identified, and that may make the situation even harder for Meghan. This is not a famous actress posing beside Harry at a red carpet event. This is not a woman whose every move can be tracked by cameras and headlines. The report places her in the Montecito area, physically close enough to Harry's daily life to become part of his private world.
They are the most significant 4 words in this whole article. The veil is lifting. That is talking about how Harry feels about Meghan.
That means conversations could happen without photographers, without publicists, and without Meghan standing beside him. A quiet friendship can grow exactly where a marriage is already breaking down. And that may be exactly why this woman feels dangerous. Meghan may fear a woman who simply listens when Harry complains about California, his lost position, his anger, his regrets, and the life he left behind.
When it came to the move to Hollywood, I mean, we all knew this really wasn't Harry's idea. And leaving the royal family wasn't Harry's idea. I think Harry would have been perfectly fine to stay in the royal family for the rest of his life. But Meghan just kept whispering in his ear. And of course, she was manipulating him.
She may fear someone who does not need him to perform, promote a product, protect a brand, or appear perfectly united for a camera. Harry does not need another Hollywood partnership. He may need someone who makes him feel understood, and Meghan may believe he has found her. And where does Meghan fit into that reversal? She did not leave Britain so she could slowly return as Harry's supporting wife. She left because America was supposed to put her at the center. Hollywood was supposed to welcome her. Streaming platforms were supposed to compete for her. Powerful people were supposed to treat her like a global icon. Meghan did not imagine herself flying back and forth while Harry rebuilt his British identity.
Meghan Markle sold Harry a dream. And as he's figuring out, maybe that dream was really a nightmare. And maybe that dream was really about fulfilling Meghan's needs, wants, and desires, and not theirs as a family.
She imagined Harry's royal fame powering her American rise, but Harry now appears to want the opposite. He wants Britain back in his life. He wants the familiarity, the status, the attention, and the sense of importance he once had there.
I just don't see how they think they're going to have another shot in the UK, because things have not changed for them. They have gotten worse for them in the UK. How can you want to come back?
He may not be able to recover his old role, but he can still try to recover the feeling of being Prince Harry on British soil. California made him famous for leaving. Britain could make him feel important again. In California, he is Meghan Markle's husband at celebrity events. In Britain, he becomes the returning prince. That difference could matter enormously to a man who has spent years watching his old identity disappear.
We haven't enjoyed it, and we do not forget it, and we will not forget it. Okay? And we're not going to forgive either. Because you can't bring the late Queen Elizabeth II back and allow her to live her last couple of years in peace. Likewise, Prince Philip. However, there is a wider plan at play, and that is still to unveil. Archie and Lily on UK soil during the Invictus Games next year.
Would Meghan travel with him every time? Would she genuinely want to spend weeks rebuilding relationships with a country she spent years criticizing?
I mean, you look at how they wanted to leave the UK because of racism, because of not being protected. Oh, let's go over now to America and get, all these opportunities off of our royal titles. And then now America is not warming to them anymore. Oh, okay, let's leave America. People don't like it. Let's go down back to the UK.
Would she happily sit beside Harry while Britain becomes the center of his attention again? Or would she remain in California, focused on her own projects, while Harry creates a separate routine across the Atlantic? These are practical questions, not vague theories. Two homes mean separate schedules. Separate schedules mean more distance. More distance gives private friendships more room to grow.
The problem being them and trying to change who they are. What are you going to do? Just pick up and leave whenever it gets, bad for you? This is not a good life.
Harry's public behavior has already fueled questions. Commentators have pointed out that he often emphasizes being a father while saying far less about being a husband. That does not prove anything by itself. People choose different words in different interviews. But when the marriage is already surrounded by reports of tension, small omissions start looking much louder.
This explains his total craven obsession with the security battle. Because, of course, as soon as he gets that, he feels that he can travel in and out as much as he wants to live this sort of part-time life where he can spend as much time away from Meghan as humanly possible.
Meghan's absence starts looking deliberate. Harry's solo appearances start looking less temporary, and every separate move becomes another sign that the united front may be cracking. The same report also claims Meghan would not simply walk away, even if she was furious. According to that version of events, the brand still matters too much. That may be the most ruthless part of the entire story.
He is miserable, right? Like the veil has fallen from his eyes. Sure, he believes in keeping the family together, but certainly he doesn't enjoy spending time with Meghan Markle. He's not a happy man at the moment. And of course, Lady Colin Campbell reporting this week that that's why he is finding some solace in a local female friend. So you've got that going on, while at the same time, P. Diner, I think, and I'm sorry to come back to it and hark back to it, but I genuinely believe all of this is driven by money. That is the only reason he wants to come back.
Harry is not just Meghan's husband. He is the reason their public identity has power. Remove Harry, and Meghan loses the royal connection that makes every product launch, interview, and appearance more valuable. She would still be famous, but she would no longer be half of the Sussex couple.
Even more confirmation of how badly Harry wants back in just goes to show and prove that Harry and Meghan leaving was a massive mistake, probably led by Meghan, that Harry really didn't consider. And as they get to Hollywood, they're finding out that, well, maybe the industry is interested in you for a couple of moments here and there. But then the industry figured out something. That yes, somebody has a royal title, and yes, that's cool. And yes, maybe you can sell some things on that, but a royal title does not mean Harry and Meghan are producers. It doesn't mean they're authors. It doesn't mean they're actors. It doesn't mean anything. A royal title doesn't magically imbue you with the talent you never ever had. And Meghan had no talent in the entertainment industry, which is why she was a middling player, if not C and D list her entire career.
The marriage is the business model. Their love story justified the exit. Their unity justified the attacks. Their shared pain justified the interviews. Their partnership justified the deals. If that marriage publicly collapses, the entire story changes. Meghan can no longer say they risked everything for a stronger life together. Harry can no longer say leaving Britain saved his family. Every decision since their exit would be examined again, and every promise would look weaker. That gives Meghan a powerful reason to fight for control, even if she is angry.
There is a significant shift and a calling in America, but trust me, there's no shift here. I mean, if anything, I would argue that after the last 2 weeks, the view of Brits is hardening, that they don't want the Harry and Meghan drama back in the UK.
She may want the female friend gone. She may want every message explained. She may want Harry back beside her at public events. She may want another display of unity before the rumors become impossible to contain. A smiling appearance can bury questions for a few days. A carefully staged interview can redirect the story. But public performances cannot erase private resentment.
Harry and Meghan just don't seem to know what to do, don't seem to know where to go. I think this is putting immense strain on their relationship because I'm sure the money problems and issues are compounding because they don't have the same money coming in that they did just even a couple of years ago. And so the whole situation with them is sort of falling apart.
Harry also has reasons to stay. He built his new life around this marriage. Walking away would mean admitting the dream failed. It would mean accepting that the freedom he celebrated did not give him the peace he expected. It would force him to face the damage caused by years of public attacks without the certainty that Meghan was still standing beside him. That is a brutal position. Staying may feel miserable, but leaving would expose every mistake. That is the trap.
The fact that Meghan now doesn't even get an invite to the main Emmy Awards, let alone the Met Gala or the Oscars. The fact that Harry cannot get a seat at even a pool match of the FIFA World Cup shows you that absolutely America has turned and they are feeling it. But I think the problem is to try and come back to the UK, to try and come back to England as some sort of backup option is simply not going to fly. Like, we're not your backup option, Harry.
Marriage misery may not lead to an immediate breakup. Couples can remain together long after trust has weakened. Brands can survive after affection changes. Public appearances can continue while private conversations become hostile. Harry and Meghan do not need to be happy every day to keep the Sussex machine moving. They only need to believe separation would cost more than staying together.
But home is not really an option for him either because he didn't just leave. He lit it on fire as he left. And it's impossible to pick up those ashes fully. He will never be who he was before he left, and he has his wife to blame for that.
Totally. Well, he does. I mean, he does, but I also think he has himself to blame too.
But Britain gives Harry leverage. The UK return plan changes the calculation inside the marriage. It gives him somewhere to go, something to rebuild, and an identity that does not depend entirely on Meghan. Even a part-time arrangement could change the power between them. Harry would no longer need every opportunity to come through Meghan's American network. He could create his own schedule, his own circle, and his own public role, without asking Meghan to lead the way. That possibility may terrify Meghan more than the alleged messages themselves.
Prince Harry telling friends he wants to move back to the UK part-time. No, thank you. As the veil falls off his relationship with Meghan Markle.
A woman near Montecito can be confronted. A friendship can be questioned. A phone can be checked. But Britain is bigger than one person. Britain represents Harry's past, his status, his old friendships, his confidence, and the life he may now regret losing.
Go live your life the way you want to live it, but he wants to come back and to really make his problems everyone else's problems.
Meghan can demand the phone. She cannot erase Britain. For years, Harry acted as though California had replaced everything Britain once gave him. He had sunshine, privacy, money, celebrity friends, streaming deals, and a mansion. But the excitement faded. The project slowed. The invitations became less impressive. The American public moved on. Harry was left with a life that looked expensive but increasingly empty.
Harry and Meghan bring toxicity wherever they go, whether it is in person or online. It's just always seemingly toxic with them. And that's part of the reason why nobody wants them around. It's never easy, it's never simple, it's always complicated. And when it comes to the United States especially, we really appreciate hard work in America, and that's the last thing Prince Harry and Meghan Markle do is hard work. They barely work at all, and then they want all the praise, all the accolades, all the attention, all the glory for doing the minimal bare work that they do.
Now he appears to be asking whether the move delivered what he was promised. Did he gain freedom, or did he lose purpose? Did he escape control, or did he exchange one controlled environment for another? Did he build a new identity, or did he become a supporting character in Meghan's Hollywood plan? Those questions become dangerous when another woman is allegedly giving him attention.
And unfortunately, we were never going to be your backup option from the moment that you went on Netflix and suggested that those of us who voted for Brexit, remember that's over 52% of the population, were in some way racist. We were also never going to accept the way that you tried to bring down the British royal family. So what's so interesting for me is that it's like, oh shit, there's no plan B. The plan B is the UK.
The claim about mutual feelings is especially damaging. The allegation does not describe a casual neighbor who occasionally says hello. It describes a connection that allegedly carries emotional weight. Again, that has not been proven. But if Meghan believes even part of it, she may see the friendship as evidence that Harry is emotionally checking out. A husband can remain in the same house while mentally preparing for a different life. And Harry may already be imagining that different life. More time in Britain, fewer obligations to Meghan's projects, a circle that sees him as Harry rather than a marketing asset.
Charles met with them, and that's great for him. I understand why that's good for Charles, but he really has to think about the bigger picture here. Are Harry and Meghan meeting with him and the kids to have a relationship or to leverage his feelings in order to get their way?
A woman who allegedly understands him, a public role that gives him attention without requiring Meghan to stand beside him. Put those pieces together and Meghan has every reason to feel threatened. But Meghan is not powerless. She knows how to control a narrative. She knows how to turn private conflict into a public message. She can present herself as the patient wife supporting a troubled husband. She can frame Harry's British return as a joint family strategy. She can appear beside him and crush the idea that they are living separate lives. She can launch a new project and flood the media with different headlines.
The Sussexes, she announced, are seeking to reverse Megxit. It seems that a return to the UK is being contemplated in some form, and that the couple's holiday home in Portugal will be used as a staging post back to Britain. I'm told there are two key reasons for this. A friend of Prince Harry says there is definitely a feeling in his camp that he has started to feel a bit unwelcome in America. That has been an increasing and significant shift in sentiment, a feeling that the American dream might not be all that it was cracked up to be. I am told that this is coming from Meghan as well as from him. I hear that Meghan is all for rekindling with and reconnecting with Harry's English side. She is fully behind it.
This is the sentence Meghan should fear most. The veil is lifting.
Harry isn't all that happy in California. And as my source said, a different source, the veil is lifting. Things seem to be shifting, right? And that glorious freedom/isolation is no longer seeming to suit Harry, and he wants reconnection.
Reports suggest Harry may be seeing Meghan and the choices they made differently. The phrase is devastating because it suggests his blind loyalty is weakening. The man who once defended every decision may now be questioning who benefited most. The man who once followed Meghan to California may now be pulling her back toward Britain, whether she likes it or not.
Harry will be back in September for another charity event. There is an expectation that there will be another meeting with the King and that he will accept an offer to stay at Buckingham Palace in good time this time. Next summer, he will be in Birmingham for all 10 days of the Invictus Games, and the plan is that Meghan will come with him for the whole thing. If she's in the UK, then they will want to bring the children too, says the friend. If it is possible, I'm told he would like the children to see what he does and experience some of the atmosphere of the games, which are very close to his heart. Where might they stay? Highgrove would make perfect sense geographically. Now, I'll just again pause there, Brittany, because what this is a very sort of PR spun way of saying is that Harry and Meghan are planning to unmask the children.
Meghan cannot easily win that argument. If she refuses to support the UK plan, she risks looking like the person blocking Harry from returning to the only place where he still feels important. If she agrees, she risks entering a country where she has less control and less public sympathy. If she stays in California while Harry travels, she risks making their separation visible. Every option creates a new problem. and the alleged female friend sits in the middle of that pressure.
Convince Harry that their only option was to leave. And she spun him, I think, this tale of how successful she was in Hollywood and they could do this and they could do that. And Harry, I think, was high on the supply. Like he did his whole Freedom Flight video, which is like absolute cringe now when you look at it. And so they went to Hollywood, they went to California, and things were good for a while and the dream seemed real. But now the dream is dying. It's turning into a nightmare. And as it turns out, making content or making shows and productions is hard work.
Every time Harry picks up his phone, Meghan may wonder whether he is messaging that woman. She may ask whether he calls her after arguments. She may wonder whether he shares plans with her before sharing them at home. She may question whether the woman encourages him to return to Britain, spend more time alone, or challenge Meghan's decisions. None of that has been confirmed, but once suspicion enters a marriage, even an ordinary notification can trigger another fight. They also cannot escape the money problem. Their lifestyle requires constant success. The mansion, staff, travel, security, public relations, and business projects all demand huge income.
And they've had a lot of failure at this point. Netflix just proving again how much of a failure the two of them are by releasing the most recent numbers from what we watched for the first half of 2026. And so this all kind of culminates in this failure. And Harry is just like, okay, I'm seeing it now a bit more. This was all a lie to get me over here so she could live out her Hollywood dream, but it's become a nightmare for the both of us, and now I want to go back home.
Before we continue, I want to mention something really quick. Organizing your family's important information is one of those things most of us know we should do, but we keep putting it off. That's exactly why there's the Family Vault. It gives you one place to organize your important documents, insurance, medical information, passwords, and more, so everything is easy to find when it's needed. You'll find the link in the description, or you can scan the QR code on your screen. That's all. Now let's get back to today's story. When major deals slow down, private tension becomes harder to hide. Every failed project becomes an argument. Every expensive decision becomes another accusation. Every return to Britain starts looking less like nostalgia and more like an emergency backup plan. Meghan may believe Harry is destroying the future she planned. Harry may believe Meghan sold him a future that never existed. She wanted Hollywood. He gave up Britain. Hollywood did not deliver. Now he wants Britain again. And Meghan may feel she is being dragged backward because Harry cannot accept the results of their choices. This conflict has no easy compromise.
It is no secret that they went to the States to try and seek their fortune, to try to capitalize on his fame and his royalty to some degree. They have had successes. The $100 million Netflix deal is not nothing. But that American dream is cooling, and she feels an outcast status as well. She feels like she is trying to push fresh thoughts and projects, but it is not easy. So maybe enough water has now passed under the bridge here for some form of a return. Now, this is an extraordinary U-turn.
Meghan cannot recreate the excitement of their first year in America. Harry cannot walk back into Britain and recover everything he lost. The alleged female friendship cannot simply disappear from Meghan's mind because someone calls it innocent. And the Sussex brand cannot remain convincing forever if the two people behind it want completely different lives. The next public appearance will matter. Will Harry and Meghan appear together, smiling too hard and holding hands for the cameras? Will Meghan stay hidden while Harry continues moving alone? Will a friendly source suddenly insist the marriage is stronger than ever? Will the mysterious woman be dismissed as nothing more than a harmless friend? Every move will be designed to answer the questions without directly addressing the claim. But the biggest question will remain. Is Harry planning a part-time UK return because he misses home, because America has cooled on him, or because he wants distance from Meghan? The answer may be all three.
I just don't see that happening. He has to grow up. He's just going to make life really miserable for people that want to, show him, you got to put a stop to this spoiled behavior. You got to kind of roll with the program that we have.
A failing American dream can push him back toward Britain. A miserable marriage can make that return feel urgent, and an emotionally close female friend can make a separate life feel possible. Now the pieces are stacking up fast. Meghan reportedly found the texts. Harry reportedly found comfort with another woman. America is losing interest. Britain is pulling him back. Their careers are moving in different directions. Their public appearances are becoming more separate. And the couple who once claimed they had finally found freedom may now be trapped inside the brand they created.
The reason they want the security cover from Ravik is once they get it, it's very difficult to lose it, and it would mean that they were covered all over the world for security, which means immediately Harry and Meghan don't have to pay their $3 million security bill.
Maybe the messages were completely innocent. Maybe the report's sources are wrong. Maybe Harry and Meghan will appear together tomorrow and insist everything is perfect. But the timing will not disappear. Harry is looking toward Britain at the exact moment Meghan is reportedly furious about another woman. That is what makes this story impossible to ignore. Meghan may be able to control a launch, a photograph, and a headline. She may be able to keep the Sussex brand alive for another campaign, but she cannot force Harry's heart to remain in California. And if Harry is already building emotional connections outside the marriage while planning a physical return across the Atlantic, those private texts may be only the first warning that their shared life is splitting in two.